Welcome back again, watch addicts. This is part 2 to the state of my collection 2020. I was going to do it all in one, but that would have been one hell of a long video and I probably even bore myself doing it, so I'm doing it in 2 parts. So this is the second part. Hope you enjoyed the first lot, and we're going to start off with the Graf Zeppelin. Next up we have one of what I think is one of the most beautiful watches there is around. This is the Graf Zeppelin 100 years anniversary chrono with the alarm. You've got the date at the 4 o'clock. There is no loom on this. You've got the grandfather clock style hands on it. Pushers, it's not a screw down crown, it is actually only 50 meters water resistant. You've got a 42mm case size, 11mm thick, 22mm strap, and it is 49mm lug to lug. It is Swiss made, it's got Swiss movement. Absolutely gorgeous watch. Absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favourite watches. I don't wear this going to work or anything like that. This is a going out watch. This is what you wear when you go into an evening, an event or something like that. Beautiful watch. So that's the Graf Zeppelin 100 years anniversary watch. Next up is the Citizen ProMaster MY0040-09EE. Now this is an automatic movement, hand wind, screw down crown. You got your day date at your 3 o'clock. Got rotating bezel. There's a little bit of play in that, but not too bad. It is a 42mm case size. Doesn't actually feel like a 42, feels like more like a 40 case size. This, you got a 20mm strap width, 13mm thick, 46mm lug to lug, so it does wear quite small on the wrist. It's got loom on the hands and 8-hour markers, mineral crystal. You've got a screw down back on it as well, and you've got a pair of Y fronts at the 12 o'clock. I'm not quite sure what they were thinking when they were putting them on this watch, but if you didn't know, you've got a set of Y fronts on your ProMaster. Well, it is a nice watch. It is a diver's watch, 200 meters water resistant, so that's the Citizen NY0040-09EE. Next up we have the Orient Ray 2. Now this is an automatic movement with manual wind, screw down crown, rotating bezel, mineral crystal, day date at 3 o'clock. Got loom on the hands and the hour markers. They do light up very well. If you don't already know, Orient are actually part of the Seiko Epson group, so they're basically backed by them. You've got 200 meters water resistant. It's a 41.5mm case. It's 13mm thick, 22mm strap. It did come on a silver bracelet, stainless steel bracelet, which I didn't like very much, but I always like put my NATO straps on most of my watches, as you probably gathered by now. So you've got 46mm lug to lug. It has got a screw down back as well. this is a very nice watch to start out if you want automatic movement. They're not expensive. I think I only paid about £136, including postage for this, which is pretty decent. So that is the Orient Ray 2. Great start off watch, that. Up next we have the Nezumi Voiture. This is a Mecha Quartz Japanese movement. This watch is from, as you can see on the dial, I don't know if you can see it or not, Stockholm, Sweden. You've got 24-hour dial, second hand there, chronograph feature. It is only a 60-minute chronograph on it. There's no date on it. There's lume on the hour markers and the hands. It has got a sapphire crystal, which I should expect from the price for what these watches cost. You've got a 40mm case size, 47mm lug to lug, 13mm thick, and you've got a 20mm strap size. You've probably seen this style of face before on different make of watch. But on the back you got your screw down back, case back on it. Mega Quartz. This is a first edition 316L stainless steel. Voiture, sapphire crystal, tachometer, Nezumi creating bonds. Established 11, so I'm guessing that's 2011. And then Stockholm, Sweden, and your Nezumi logo. So that is Nezumi Voiture Chronograph. Lovely watch, fits nice on the wrist as well. Very nice watch to wear. They are a little bit on the pricey side for what they are, but I did like this style of watch, so I decided to purchase one. So that's your Nezumi Voiture Chronograph. So next up we have the heavyweight, weighing in at 132 grams without the metal bracelet. I have put a lightweight rubber strap on it. Now this is the Nautis 500 Chrono. It's got a Japanese quartz movement, sapphire coated mineral crystal. Now you would have thought it would have been sapphire instead of just mineral. It's got a helium release valve. It is 500 meters water resistant, as it is a dive watch. It's got a screw down crown, rotating bezel, date between the 3 o'clock and the 4 o'clock. You got a 24-hour dial, 30-minute chrono, your screw down crown there, your chronograph pushers, 45mm case size, 16mm thick, 22mm strap. I have actually cut away at this strap to make it fit. And then you've got 53mm lug to lug. So this is the heavyweight, weighing in at, like I say, 132 grams without the metal bracelet. I don't wear this too often. You do feel this on your wrist. Like I say, it is a heavy watch. Screw down back on it, Nautis logo on it as well. 50 atoms, water resistant, which is 500 meters, Japanese chronograph movement, all 316L stainless steel. So that is the Nautis 500 chronograph. Next up we have the Oris XXL Chrono. Now this is an automatic movement. It has been serviced lately, so it's a little bit on the stiff side at the minute, but it will get better. You got your day date at the 3 o'clock. You got 30-minute chrono, sapphire crystal, which is I would expect on this price of watch. You got loom on the hands and on the little pips round your numerals. You've got a exhibition display back on this, which is really nice. So open that up, then you can get a better view. This did come with a metal bracelet, Oris metal bracelet, but I didn't like it, so I purchased this butterfly leather strap. Really nice, good quality. Fits nicer on the wrist than the metal bracelet that it came with. So you got a 44mm case size. You got 22mm strap, 15mm thick, and you got 52mm lug to lug. It is a rather large watch. But it is a rather nice watch as well. So this is the Oris XXL Chrono. So we have another one of my favourite watches. This is the Spinnaker Cahill, or Cahill, whichever you want to call it. It is an automatic movement. It's not hacking. You've got a screw down crown. You've got your date at the 3 o'clock. You got rotating bezel. You got loom on your bezel, on your hands, and on your hour markers. The loom on this is very good. You've got a 43mm case size, 16mm thick. You got a 22mm strap. This is actually a waterproof leather strap. It's very nice to wear. 50mm lug to lug. Bit disappointing that you've only got a mineral crystal instead of sapphire crystal. On the back you've got your movements. You've got an exhibition display back on it, so actually see it rotating away there. I'm not quite sure what movement's in this. Maybe a Seiko. But it is a nice watch. Like I say, it's not hacking. When you do unscrew your crown, pull it all out to move your hands, it doesn't, your second hand doesn't stop. But it is a very nice watch, this. I'm happy with it. Got your Spinnaker logo on the sides there, etched in. Got your little Spinnaker logo on the crown as well. Well, all in all, this is a very nice watch. 200 meters water resistant, so you can go diving in it. So that's the Spinnaker Cahill, or Cahill, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Lovely watch. Next on my list is the Glycine Ermine GL1007 quartz movement, sapphire crystal glass. You got screw down crown, screw down back, lume on the hands and the hour markers. You've got your date at the 3 o'clock. You got a GMT hand. I don't know if you can see the GMT hand there. 200 meters water resistant, 45mm case, 13mm thick, 22mm strap, and 53.5mm lug to lug. Does come on a nice strap with a clasp. Got your Lycine logo on there. Does feel nice when it's on the wrist. It is a large watch, but that is your Lycine Erman GL 1007. Next up we have the Seagull 1963 Panda. It is a manual movement. It is only a hand wind. It's not an automatic movement. You've got a 30-minute chronograph on it. Your extended pushers. You got your lume on your hands and your hour markers. It's on a nice NATO strap. It did come with this NATO strap. Yeah. You see your Seagull logo on the buckle. It is a 21 dual movement. I'll show you the movements in a second. So you've got a 20mm strap, 40mm case. It is 14mm thick, 50mm lug to lug, and you've got one of the most beautiful movements around. That is one of the best movements I've seen on a watch. You're gonna get something like that on like watches over £5 grand. Absolutely beautiful. It is only 30 meters water resistant, but I'm not going diving in it or swimming in it. This is a dress watch, but the movement on that back is just absolutely exquisite. But that is the Seagull 1963 Panda. Up next we have another Seagull. This is the 1963 Pilot. This is one of the styles of watches that the Chinese pilots had back in 1963. It is a mechanical watch. It is only actually manual wind. It's not an automatic watch. It's 21 dual, 30-minute chronograph. You've got a exhibition display back, which I'll show you in a minute. There's no lume on this watch whatsoever. So, but you have got beautiful champagne gold style dial, blue hands, and then you've got a red second hand, which is part of your chronograph feature. Does work rather nice. Snap back. Beautiful little watch this. It is only a 38mm case on it. You got 13mm thick. You got an 18mm strap on it. 47mm lug to lug. But if you look at the display back on this, just like the Panda, beautiful movement in it. They've done a really nice job on this. Little anodized screws in there, your jewels. Absolutely beautiful. On the case back itself, it's got all the little markings in Chinese, 1963, 5 atoms, so it's only 50 meters water resistant. But like I say, this is absolutely gorgeous little watch. If you want to get into mechanical watches, this is another decent watch to start off with. Same with the Panda. The Panda was a little bit more expensive, but these are a nice little watch to start your collection with. So that is the 1963 Pilot. Next up is the AV8 Hawker Hurricane. This has a quartz movement, 60-minute chronograph, date at the 3 o'clock. You got loom on the hands and the hour markers. You got the little Hawker Hurricane plane there at the 9 o'clock. It is 50 meters water resistant, 45mm case, 11mm thick, 22mm strap. It did have a different strap on it. It actually had a leather strap on this. I took it off, didn't like it. It was in brown with a big rivet either side. So that had to go. So that's a 22mm strap. You got 54.6mm lug to lug on this. And then, oh, I'm dropping it here. On the back, you got a screw down case at the back, and then you've got a Hawker Hurricane laser etched into the case. So you got water resistant, 50 meters, all stainless steel, quartz movements, AV8 with the Hawker Hurricane. So most companies should do something like this on the back of the watches. Sets them off a little bit. So that is the Hawker Hurricane by AV8. Next up we have one of my favourites, the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. It is a mechanical watch, automatic movements. It's also manual wind. Got a screw down crown. Date at the 3 o'clock. 100 meters water resistant. Sapphire crystal. It's got an exhibition display back. Got loom on the hands and hour markers. You got a 41mm case. 12mm thick. You got a 20mm strap. And 49mm lug to lug. This did actually come with a metal strap, but it came off because I don't like them. So with this you got the exhibition display back. Let's see if I can. This is quite a thick strap. This one is. You can see the movement in the back there. Stainless steel. Water resistant 10 bar, and then Big Crown Pro Pilot, Oris Swiss, and then you've got the movement inside. It is a beautiful watch. I'm only actually losing round about a second a day with this watch. On the meter, but it's quite a plain watch, but I just love the style of this watch, and it sits nicely on the wrist. I don't have any complaints with it whatsoever, except for the metal bracelet that it came with. But other than that, it is an absolutely fantastic watch. Great movement. They are rather expensive. They are over £1,000, but it is a watch well worth the money. So that's the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. This is the Citizen BM McLaren 8476-23E. Solar powered, eco drive. You've got your day date at 3 o'clock. It's not got a screw down crown. It's only 100 meters water resistant. You've got loom on the hands and the hour markers. It's got a screw down back with your Citizen Eco Drive logo etched into the back of the case. You've got a 18mm strap. This is a canvas strap on it. This is actually the strap that it originally came with. Very nice strap. So you've got 18mm lug width. You've got a 40mm case, 9.2mm thick, and it's 42.5mm lug to lug. It's a nice watch, nice to wear, not expensive. I think this was just over £100, but really good watch for the money. So that's your Citizen BM 8476-23E. Next we have the Seiko SNE471P1, solar powered. You've got your day date at the 3 o'clock. You've got loom on the hands and only at the pip at the 12 o'clock. I would have thought a watch like this would have had loom all the way around, but apparently not. Still a nice watch though. So you've got 100 meters water resistant. It's a 44mm case, 22mm strap, 11mm thick, and 51mm lug to lug. And you've got Hardlex crystal. This I paid, I think it was like £120 from a well-known high street jewellers. They're on offer. So, and this is the Seiko SNE471-P1. Next we have the Seiko SNE487-P1, solar powered as well. You got your date at the 3 o'clock. You got your loom on your hands and on your hour markers. You've got the minute markers all the way around on the fixed bezel. It's not a rotating bezel. The case size is 43mm. It's 10.7mm thick. You got 20mm strap. It's 100 meters water resistant, and you got Hardlex crystal glass. And on a full charge, this will last up to 10 months on a full charge, which isn't too bad actually. So that's the Seiko SNE487-P1. Next on the list is my Hubert Lucius Pro Diver. It's got an automatic movement, manual wind as well, screw down crown, mineral crystal, which for the price of this watch I think is a bit disgusting, because they are around about £730, but you can't have everything. It's got rotating bezel, got your white dial, got your Mercedes hands, you got loom on the hands and the hour markers. You got your date at 3 o'clock. 41mm case, 15mm thick. You got 20mm strap, and you got 48mm lug to lug. It is 200 meters water resistant, so it is classed as a diver's watch. You got a exhibition display back. You got the Hubert name actually on your counterweight there. So round there you've got water resistant, 200 meters, automatic, Heritor, all stainless steel. Here's a nice watch. It does feel a little bit small though. It doesn't feel like a 41mm watch. It feels more like a 39, 40 at maximum. But it is a nice watch, but it is rather expensive for what it is. So that's your Heritor Lucius Pro Diver. Next up we have the Citizen BM8180-P1 solar powered eco drive. It's got your day date at the 3 o'clock, 100 meters water resistant. You've got a 37.2mm case. Now if you check on some sites it actually says 40mm, but I think that's 40mm including the crown guards. So you've got a 18mm strap. It's only 9.5mm thick. It's 43mm lug to lug, so it is a very small watch. It's got lume on the hands and hour markers. You've got a canvas NATO style strap on it. They're not very expensive. I think I only paid around about £90 for this one. Not a bad little watch. Nice little gift if you have to get in a watch for somebody. I'm not sure whether this will be staying in my collection or not. It is a little bit too small for my wrist, but still a nice watch though. So that's your Citizen BM8180-P1. Next up is the Citizen AW Double06003E solar powered eco drive titanium. It weighs next to nothing. Very lightweight watch, only 48 grams including the strap. There's no lume on this watch whatsoever, which I was a bit disappointed with, to be honest. You've got the day date at 3 o'clock, 100 meters water resistant. It's got 44mm case. It does look like it's got a bezel on it, but it's actually an all-in-one piece. So it's an all-in-one milled piece, this. Very nice. So, like I say, you got 44mm case. It's 10mm thick. You got 22mm strap width, and it's 48mm lug to lug. Like I say, this is a very lightweight watch. So that's your Citizen AW Double06003E. Next up is the Rudland Aquatimer. It's got the 25 joule PT 5000 automatic movement and hand wind, 200 meters water resistant, rotating bezel with luminova. Then you've got lume on your hands and hour markers as well. You've got your date at the 3 o'clock. You've got screw down crown. You've got 41mm case. It's 12mm thick. You've actually got the reference number on the side there. Read it. Then you've got 22mm strap. It did actually come with a nice stainless steel bracelet, but I did take it off and I put this grey NATO strap on it. So you got 47mm lug to lug. Now this is actually one of my favourite watches. This goes into my top 5 of watches. Beautiful movement on it. I'm probably losing, oh, about maybe 2-3 seconds a day with it at the minute, so that's not too bad. What did I pay? Paid less than £300 for it, so pretty decent watch, especially when you're getting the PT5000 movement in it. So that is the Rudland Aquatimer. Next we have the Charles Hutton Defender. Now this has the Seiko VK64 quartz movement in it. It's a 60-minute chronograph. You got a 24-hour dial there. It's 43mm in diameter, 13mm thick. You got a 22mm strap, and then you got 51mm lug to lug. There's loom on the hands and the hour markers. It has only got mineral crystal glass with a sapphire coating. This is one of my Watch Gang watches, probably the best one I've got from them so far. I do like this watch. Now I'll put the leather strap on it. So this is the Charles Hutton Defender. Okay, this is the Aquinas Hydraulica. It's got a Swiss Ronda quartz movement in it. 200 meters water resistance. You got loom on the hands and hour markers. There's no day date on it. You've got a rotating bezel with a little loom pip on it as well. You've got screw down crown, screw down back. You've got your Aquinas logo etched into it. Tells you all about it. Swiss movement, all stainless steel, 20 atoms, water resistant. So you've got a case size of 42.5mm. It's 12mm thick. You got a 20mm strap. This isn't the original strap. It did actually come with a metal strap. Changed out for a proper dive strap. And then you've got 50mm lug to lug on this. So that is the Aquinas Hydraulica. So we're now on box number 5, and this is the James Mccabe Baja Chrono. Got Swiss quartz movement. You got the date at the 3 o'clock. You got a screw down crown. The pushers are not screwed down, even though they do look screwed down, but they're just a nailing on the pushers themselves. So you've got a meteorite style dial. You got loom on the hands and hour markers. 120 click rotating bezel. You got a screw down back with the James Mccabe logo on it. 60-minute chrono. 100 meters water resistant. So you've got a 41mm case. 22mm strap on it. This is quite a nice strap, this actually. Does feel rather good. You've actually got the James Mccabe Belfast and London embossed into it. Then you've got 40mm thickness on this, and you've got 47mm lug to lug. It is a nice watch. They are rather expensive on the James Mccabe website, but you can actually get them a lot cheaper. I did get this a lot cheaper. I did get it from a well-known website. and paid quite a few £100 less than what it is on the James Mccabe site. Anyway, this is the James Mccabe Baja Chrono in the graphite. Next up is the Victorinox Field Force. It's got a Swiss quartz movement. You got the day date at the 3 o'clock. You got loom on the hands and the hour markers. It's got a screw down case back. It's non-screw down crown, but you have got the crown guards on it. Just give it that little bit more of a protection. You've got a fixed bezel. It has a 42mm case. It is 10mm thick, 21mm strap. It did actually come with a stainless steel bracelet, but I changed it out. This is actually a 22mm strap, and it does just about fit in there. You can get a 20mm strap with edging on them. It's got like different colours on the edges. They do fit a little bit nicer than this, but I wanted the grey strap for this to match the watch itself. So this is 49mm lug to lug on this, 100 meters water resistant as well, and also as well you've got sapphire crystal glass on it. I do like this watch. This watch does get quite a bit of wrist time. I've always liked the Victorinox stuff, including the pen knives that they do. But this is the Victorinox Field Force. Okay, next up we have the James Mccabe Baja GMT. It's got Swiss quartz movement. You got the date at the 3 o'clock. You got a screw down crown, rotating GMT bezel, loom on the hands and on the hour markers. You got the meteorite style dial on it in blue. It's a very dark blue. You got a 41mm case, 22mm strap, similar strap to the other James Mccabe I've got. Screw down case back as well. So it's a 22mm strap, 11.7mm thick, 47mm lug to lug. So it's not a big watch. It does fit nicely on like the smaller wrist. But that is your James Mccabe Baja GMT. Next up is the Casio EFV540D. Quartz movement, 60-minute chronograph. You've got 24-hour dial at the 2 o'clock. You've got your date at the 4 o'clock. Fixed bezel with minute markers all the way around. You've got 100 meters water resistant, mineral crystal. You've got 42mm case size. It has got a screw down back. You've got 22mm bracelet. I have kept the bracelets on this because it does look nice with this, and can't really decide what I'm going to put on it. If I put a leather strap on it or a NATO strap, but for now it's staying with the bracelet. You got 11.8mm thick and 48mm lug to lug. So that is the Casio EFV540D. So we now have the Teso Quickster chronograph. You've got a Swiss quartz movement. 30-minute chronograph, fixed bezel. You got the date at the 4 o'clock, 42mm case size, 10.7mm thick, 19mm strap. The strap does actually look quite small for the size of the watch. I would have made this at least a 20mm strap, or at least a 22mm strap would have looked a lot nicer. So you've got 48mm lug to lug. It is sapphire crystal. Water resistance on this is 100 meters. It's classed as a sports watch, but I say it's more of a dress watch than a sports watch. So you've got your logo on your crown, and that's about it for this watch. It does come in a few different colours, but I did prefer this colour. So that's your Teso Quickster chronograph. Up next on this long list is the Casio GShock DW5600HR. You got quartz movement, 200 meters water resistant. Got multifunctional arms on it, auto calendar, day, date and month. You got stopwatch function, countdown function. You've got a backlight, see if we can get that working. 46mm case, 12mm thick, 21mm strap, 48mm lug to lug, and it weighs in at 53 grams. It has got a proper screw down case back on it, so you will have to get your screwdrivers out for that one. The strap does feel quite solid, nice firm. Has got quite, you know, the flex in it, but it's not going to break or anything like that. Well, this has actually become my new bike watch. This is the one that I actually wear now when I go out on the bikes. So this is the GShock DW5600HR. Okay, this is the Orient Ray JS9. It's got a automatic at a 2846 movement. You've got screw down crown, rotating bezel, 120 clicks, loom on the hands and hour markers, 300 meters water resistance, sapphire crystal. You've got a screw down case back, nice embossed logos in it. You've got 44mm case size, but that actually includes the lugs. It is only 41mm from the bezel, so it actually looks smaller than what it actually is. So you got 13mm thick, 24mm strap, 47.3mm lug to lug, and it actually weighs 107 grams. Now I don't know why Orient Ray say it's like 400 grams. I reckon that's with the box as well. But this is beautiful watch, beautiful movement in it. You got your date at the 3 o'clock as well. You can get this going. There we go. I've not wore this actually since the 28th of December. Last time I wore this. They do go in a rotation, so then screw down. Really nice action on that. Well, that is the Orient Ray JS9. Next up is the Greyton Native California. It's got a automatic Seiko NH35 movement, hand winding and hacking, 100 meters water resistant, loom on the hands and the hour markers. This is the California style, so you've got Roman numerals at the top, Arabics at the bottom. You got the date at the 3 o'clock. It's mineral crystal with sapphire coating. So trying to make it look a bit more expensive by putting the sapphire coating on it. 42mm case, 12mm thick, 20mm leather strap. Does feel quite nice and supple. 50mm lug to lug, and you've got a screw down case back. So that's your Greyton Native California. Next is the Tiso PRS516. It's got ETA 2836 automatic movement, day date at the 3 o'clock, non-rotating bezel, sapphire crystal, exhibition display back, very nice. Quite stiff for winding, but it is brand new. You got hacking as well. 42mm case, 11mm thick, 20mm strap, 51mm lug to lug. You got the Teso logo on the crown, just like on the other Teso I have. Very similar in size. Same style hands. Teso logo always on the crowns for some reason. So also as well, it is actually 100 meters water resistant. I would have made the strap a bit wider on this. It does make it, you know, it does look a bit thin, that strap. It is a 20mm strap. I have put this one on because it did have a metal bracelet, which I don't like. So I put this butterfly strap on it instead. So that is the Tiso PRS516. Next we have the Citizen BM7450-81M solar powered eco drive, 100 meters water resistant, date at the 3 o'clock marker. You got rotating bezel, mineral crystal, you've got a screw down case back, loom on the hands and the hour markers, got a 44mm case, 12mm thick, 22mm strap. Yes, it did have a metal bracelet on it and changed it out. And you've also got 50mm lug to lug. So it's quite a large watch. Well, that's your Citizen BM7450-81M. Next we have the Citizen AT8158-14H titanium, solar powered, eco drive, radio controlled. You got chronograph function, 24-hour dial, 100 meters water resistant, date at the 3 o'clock. Loom on the hands and hour markers. You've got a press down case back. You got laser etched logos and design, everything about the watch on the case back. Got gold pushers and crown. You got sapphire crystal, 42mm case, 10mm thick, 22mm strap, 50mm lug to lug, and this watch actually weighs in at 49 grams. It is a very light watch. To be honest, I didn't even think I had a watch in the box when it arrived. But that is the Citizen AT8158-14H. Okay, 2 watches to go. First of them is the Grant Brown Field Automatic. This is one of my watch gang watches. You got a Seiko NH35 movement, screw down crown, rotating bezel. You've got mineral crystal with sapphire coating. You've got exhibition display back, screw down display back, 100 meters water resistant, loom on the hands and the hour markers, 43mm case, 15mm thick, 20mm strap on a nice canvas strap with a leather back on it, and you got 47.5mm lug to lug. So that is the Grant Brown Field Automatic. Last but not least, and you're probably thinking thank God for that, is the Hamilton Khaki Field Watch. It's got a Swiss quartz movement, 50 meters water resistant, date at the 3 o'clock, loom on the hands and hour markers. You got a screw down case back, your Hamilton logo all laser etched into it, sapphire crystal, 40mm case, 10mm thick, 20mm strap, and 49mm lug to lug. Yes, I have changed the strap out. It was a metal brace that didn't like it. I had this strap specially made for this watch. It was rather expensive, but it is a nice strap. It suits this watch. Khaki green for the Hamilton Khaki. So it has got a long number. I'm not reading it out. If you want to know any more details about it, just message me and I'll let you know. They are mid-range price, £455 for these, and strap on top. I'll not tell you how much the strap was because it was a bit stupid price, but that is a Hamilton Khaki Field Watch, and that's the last watch for my State of the Collection 2020.